Okay, let's see how this is now. Alright. So, is the audio good? Sounds like it, I think. Alright. Let's go to... Hey Illusion, how are you, bud? How's life treating you, mate? Audio okay? Audio okay? Yeah, not bad. Okay. Well, that's a start. I'll just chuck this down here. What I might do is bring that a bit closer. I think that might be a better sort of view for everyone. Let's just get this in here. Bring this in here. The only problem is I've got a roaring sunset, so phone's going to get hot. Oh, that's not too bad. We'll work with that, eh? All right. Oh, nice one, Illusion. Congratulations. What did you get, mate? Dual axle, single axle, camping? Hello, 2 Pints. How are you, bud? Welcome to the stream, mate. All right. What I'm going to do is I've got a bibless minnow with a rattle. I'm just going to send this out for a few casts, and then I'm going to swap over some soft plastics on it. Might be a good idea to get the old feed out. Single axle hybrid. Okay, so when you say hybrid, Illusion, what do you mean by that, bud? As in, it's like for touring and for sort of off-road? Right, so there's the sandbar. Okay. I love this gear. This is great. All right, just give me a second, Famo. I'm just going to bounce this on the bottom for about 5 casts, you know, just to say we're here. I still think it's quite shallow out there though. High tide is meant to be here between 8 and 9:30, because let's face it, you can never trust the apps, if you know what I mean. So now, is that wind or fish? I don't know whether you saw that out in the middle, people. See how that water's changing on the surface? I don't know whether that's the wind that's doing that, or there was a school of fish getting chased to the top by something, you know? So, all right, so a fish has come up here. Yeah, I think they're here. Rightio. Let's just go around here. Getting some beautiful airtime on this lure. All right, I'll catch up with chat in a second, fam. What I'm doing is just setting out a lure that rattles, just to basically make some noise and bring anything in that is in the area. We did that before and hooked a really big fish. Didn't land it though, but that's all right. Just give me a second, famo. I don't like taking phones out on the water from, you know, ghosts of disasters past. Rightio, let's just get one more in here. That was more of a throw than a cast, if you know what I mean. What I'll do is I'll just show you how to rig up, and then we'll just take it from there, eh? Dun, 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 dun. One good thing about developing your local knowledge is when you have certain conditions, you fish certain spots. So with the conditions that we've got today, with a strong southwesterly, which is tending westerly, this is one of the better spots to fish, okay, because you've got the wind behind you. If I had different conditions, I'd be fishing different spots. So yeah, I mean, it's like anything, isn't it? You've got to just, always best to know your backyard, fam. And then the techniques that you develop in your backyard, you can virtually take anywhere, you know. We might even get a fish on dark tonight, so. Now I'll show you another really good technique for fishing rivers. Now I don't know whether you saw this, people, you probably didn't, but just up in here, I had the Bibulus minnow come towards me and a whole school of small fish came up. I'm guessing they're mullet. Right, so let's just make sure that we're still live after yesterday. Hello, Culpable. Hey Buzzy, how are you, bud? What's going on, mate? All right, let's just zoom that in a bit. All right, this is a really good technique with lures when you're fishing rivers, especially the river that I'm fishing. So what you do is, now I've just cast out and I know there's nothing on the bottom, so I'm just going to go straight out in the middle. Beautiful airtime on that. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to just let that lure sit after it's sunk to the bottom, okay? And what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to hold the fishing rod at about 45 degrees to my body like this, and I'm just going to wind it in really slowly on the bottom like a fish that's grubbing on the bottom. Okay, it's a pity we don't have flathead in our rivers like they do over east, because you'd probably get one nearly every time you cast like this, you know. So there's another change in the water there, people. I think that might be a school of fish again, but anyway, we'll see what happens. There's another fish in front of us. Thanks for that, Mr. Mullet. Right, so I'm just grubbing this along the bottom. I don't know whether you can see the rod tip. It's just pulsing really slowly. So what I'm hoping is the lure looks like a fish just nosing and grubbing along the bottom. Right, and normally when you fish like this, they'll follow the lure right up into the shallows, and then they'll just hit it not too far from shore. That's exactly what I'm trying to achieve with that lure. All right, so let's get another one. That's a lovely cast. We're virtually halfway across the river there. All right, so one thing you do too when you use lures, never ever cast your lure and as soon as it hits the water turn your bail arm over, because what happens is it looks like the lure's coming towards you at a 45-degree angle, which is not a natural presentation. But if you leave your bail arm open, what it'll do is it will drop vertically and flutter down, which looks natural. Now, Culpable, can you clip that, please, and take it back a minute so that way I can edit it later if you got time? All right, so let's see the fish in front. Yay, thanks for that, bud. That was just a little mullet. So I'm retrieving this as slow as possible, like I said, just to make it look like something grubbing along the bottom, okay? Rightio, so what I'll do is I'll just do one more, and then what I'll do is I'll put the soft plastic on that we're going to use tonight. Still a bit early. The water hasn't covered up the sandbank yet, but that's okay. Sometimes you get them a bit earlier. If they're out there, they'll be out there. High tide's peaking at about 20 to 8. We're probably a bit too close to the full moon, but that's all right. Sometimes you fluke one, you know. Okay, that's good. So anything that's out there knows that we're here because we sent something out with a rattle on it. So now what we'll do is we'll try and cash in with the soft plastics, eh? Oh, nice one, Snuffleupagus. OJ, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream, mate. That's good, bud. Well done, mate. That's the good thing, isn't it? Right. Now, when you're fishing a lot of our rivers here, especially in WA, you want to use a soft plastic or even a lure or saltwater fly that has a bit of lumo in it. It doesn't have to be too bright a lumo. It's just got to be enough to have a very dull glow in the water. For some reason, those colours seem to work better than a lot of other colours that don't have a bit of lumo in them. Okay, so the other thing is too, last season we only got one fish the whole season on soft plastics, and that was on the chartreuse. Now that's not traditionally renowned for having a lot of lumo in it, but it's a highly visible colour, which is the only reason I think it worked. So what this is here, that's one of the original motor oil colours from the 60s, which has got a lot more red in it than normal. There was about 3 variations. So with that, that looks more like a bloodworm colour, okay? No blue swimmers, oh, okay, bugger. You'll be jumping off the bridge, mate. Okay, now the one thing that I found too is your 3.5 inch grub tails work a lot better for mulloway than the traditional minnow type lures, right? So the best colour I found to use is motor oil because of that slight dull lumo that it has in its colours. So, rightio. So that's a nicely presented soft plastic. So what'll happen is that will sit in the water vertically and that'll just flap around. But what I'll do is I'll just get the spotty out and I'll just show you how it glows a bit. Pumpkin seed, yeah, that's a traditional American colour because it matches the pumpkin seed crappies or whatever they're called, pal. So see how that doesn't have much glow? That has a very, very slight hint to it now. That's all you need, okay? All right, so without further ado, what I'll do is I'll just wade out into the water, people, and dodge the bull sharks, and then work from there. What I'm using here is a 3/16 ounce jig head with a 3-inch tail on a Shimano Zodias 6'4" light 2-piece. And I'm only using about 15 pound leader. You got to go fairly light, otherwise you won't have a chance. And the other thing is too, don't try and fish your soft plastics too fast or too shallow. Always try and work in about a foot from the bottom, okay? In a lot of ways, when you go fishing and that sort of stuff, it's a bit like lotto, you know what I mean? You never know when you're going to hook a fish, although we know that we're never going to win lotto, I guess. But same old story, you've got to be in it to win it, you know? That's a beautiful looking lure in the water, right. You know, sometimes with your fishing, you end up feeling like it's a bit of a road that goes nowhere, you know? And then boom, out of the blue, you hook and land a fish, which keeps you going till the next time, you know what I mean? So see how I didn't click my bar arm over there? Just let it drop naturally, let it sit for a minute. If we are going to hook one, I don't know whether you can see this on the camera. See out in the middle where you've got the smooth water and then you've got the rough water. It's almost as if it's trying to intermingle. That's known as a wind lane where the water's smooth. Hello, little mullet. So I'm thinking that there might be a larger fish chasing these mullet to the surface. So when I say larger fish, I don't mean like larger fish, but something that's bigger than the mullet, you know? If you suddenly see 2 and 3 foot mullet leaping out the water to get away from a fish, you know that there's something underneath you. So there's another one. Mullet are worse than puppies with a tennis ball, mate. So what I might do is just change the camera angle, yeah? Why is my drag suddenly sticking? That's not good. No, that's not good at all. I need to look at that. Beautiful. Lovely. The other thing is too, if you're using a slightly heavier jig head, your soft plastic doesn't try and leap out of the water column vertically, if you know what I mean. It just seems to hold it to the bottom a little bit more. I always find the serenity of waterways is good, you know. Not so much the ocean, obviously, when you've got wind and waves and all that sort of stuff, but when you're by a river and that sort of thing, you know, you're just chilling out. You hear all the different birds. Sometimes the fish can be a bit of a distraction, if you know what I mean. Okay. So what I'm doing is it's a fairly simple process. I'm starting off as close as I can to these snags over here that you can't see. There's a tree that's fallen over in the water, and I'm just moving through my angles here. Now, what I'm going to do is, there's a fish that's just leapt out there, so I'm just going to plonk it right in front of it, right, and hope that there's something underneath that gets excited enough to hit the soft plastic as well as the fish. There's a lot of mullet out here, people, so there will be fish around later. Whether they bite or not's a totally different thing, you know what I mean? That's a bit better. Okay. No, that's not good at all. Might have to clean that later. It might have a bit of corrosion on it. But anyway, we'll figure it out. I'll come and chat after the next cast, fam. Alright, there seem to be more out here on the right. Okay, I'll just come back in it, you know. Give it a rest for a second. Pumpkin seed squidgy, okay. Yeah, let's try that. Steady 3500 kbps. Mullet everywhere. Can you see him leaping in front of us? Okay, so that was a bump, people. That's the first bump of the season. So I'm just going to stop for a second. There's something that had a look at that. Come on. Beautiful. So once again, not clicking my Barlow over yet. Got to try and get the arm accustomed to casting again, fam, you know. There's heaps of mullet getting pushed up to the surface here. So I'm hoping, although there was a bit of a swirl over there, they'll just work their way up and down the riverbank like they normally do. And we'll just be waiting for them, mate, you know. Right. And what was that? This spot is quite a funny spot to fish. The only place that I've ever really hooked fish is from this side, but if you don't fish this side first and then work towards it, you don't seem to hook anything, so it's a bit weird. All right, let's catch up with chat. Oh, sorry. I said hello before, OTC. I didn't ignore you. How are you, mate? Oh no, that was OJ. How are you, OTC? What's going on, bud? Good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in and watching the stream. Thanks to the 30 odd viewers that we've got. It's our first fishing stream back. You know, I've turned into that much of a sad sack with work. I can't remember the last time I went fishing. Figure that out. Right. Criminal it is. Right. Hopefully that's not duck talk for shark, you know. Another cormorant, which is a fox of the sky. I think I've got a, no, I think the tails. I think that was a little swamp hen, actually. Yep, knew it. So people, you can always tell when your tails come off your soft plastic, because when you go to fish it and retrieve it through the water, it feels like you're trying to bring in like a propeller or a sack or something, right? So whenever you do that, your soft plastic won't work properly. Best thing to do is just, you know, reel it in and just try again, you know. So about halfway through that retrieve, I don't know what caused it to foul up, but irrespective of that, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do that again. So what may have happened is I may have been like 2 grooves too far this way, so that the soft plastic didn't push from the hook onto the head of the jig. So what happens is it's literally a game of millimetres. So what I've done is I've counted 2 grooves down on the soft plastic, and then I've pushed it in, and see how it's got a bit of a bend in it. That means it's got a fair bit of tension, okay? Hey TJ Rains, how are you, bud? What's going on, mate? Welcome to the stream, mate. Yeah, I've been flat out with work, mate. I finally got on top of work, so now a little bit of us time with the community, you know. So we had a really good winter, so we should have a good season, Famo, you know. And I mean, these are sort of this mullet is grating me. We've had a pretty good season, if you know what I mean, in terms of water and that. So it should translate into fish, but, you know, last season was pretty tough on them, so I don't know how well that's going to translate into more fish numbers, you know. Same old story though, you've got to be in it to catch a fish, don't you? So you'll have more fun out on the water casting a soft plastic or lure in than sitting at home in front of the idiot box, you know. Right, now. We're still getting these cool nights, which is good. If I don't get any joy on the motor oil, I'm just going to go back to chartreuse. What a lovely evening. Right. Something's hit that again, I think. Let's come in and chat with everyone. Hello, lovely Lace. How are you, bud? Oh, right. Okay, mate. Was that a duck then, or a fish, people? I think it was a duck, yeah, or what? Yeah. We'll get the shop fired up soon, people. That's a bit better. The garden's actually quite neglected, lovely Lace, because I haven't been well. I've been having problems with my gallbladder, and I had chondritis for a while, where the cartilage around my rib cage flared up. So I was out of action for about 6 weeks, but I was still working, you know. It was pretty bad. I've done a lot of contact sports, but nothing hurt as much as that, you know. Oh dear. Still a bit shallow here yet, but that's all right, we'll try. Now, what was that? More mullet. We will be heading out and doing a beach stream soon, people. Okay? Just got to wait for the right winds. And then on top of that, just got to try and get the planets to align with work, you know, so. We've got heaps of bait fish activity. Now I just felt a little bump then, so in case it's an early season fish, I'm just going to stop and reach forward and take all the tension off my line. So it looks like that the soft plastic that I'm using, if it has been hit by a fish, has crippled it and it's just laying on the bottom. Now that's interesting, my line just straightened out then, so let's see what's happening now. All right, good. That's holding up well. Just going to put the light on in a minute. So, hey Marco, kia ora, how are you, bud? Oh yeah, that's how it goes, TJ, you know. No, I had an MRI last Thursday. Lovely lace. So what they did is they injected me with the dye through IV, and no, what is it, through the whatever it's called, where they put it through your system or whatever. So then they're just going to wait and see. The results should have been there today. But they reckon that when they have the dye through your system, that nothing can escape it. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Rightio. All right. So we have got a lot of bait fish that are getting herded into the shallows, people. So we'll just wait and see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swap from the motor oil tail to a chartreuse tail. The water's quite murky. There's still a fair bit of fresh water here because the salt water hasn't pushed up from the ocean. So what I'll do is I'll put the chartreuse on, which is a far more visible colour in the water. And then what I will do after that is when the salt water's here and it's cleared up a bit, I'll go back to the motor oil. Hey Headhunter, how are you, bud? Good result last night against the Gunners, mate. And this is the thing, people, when you're fishing, you've always got to try and draw on your personal experience. And a lot of times with that, you know, you've just got to basically try and remember when you've had success. So now, as you can see, right, The chartreuse colour is a highly visible colour in all lures and soft plastics, and even in your saltwater flies, right? They don't really use chartreuse too much in freshwater flies. Well, not so much here, but overseas when they chase the big Atlantic salmon and Chinook salmon, I think they do in purples. So see, that's far more visible now. So if there is a fish out there, I should see it. Ah, yeah, Philbert. I mean, you know, mate. Yeah, that's far more visible in the water. All right, Benno. This is the problem when you're wading a river, right? You'll take one step and end up to your knees. Okay? All right, so this is knee deep to here. That's better. Nice cast. There's a little channel out there. I've been over it with the kayak and the echo sounder, and sometimes you've got to wade in 8 or 10 feet to reach it. So let's see what's happening there. The tide should be far more advanced than where it is at the moment. You can usually tell what level the tide is at, obviously, with the height. But I mean, this is still brackish, which is freshwater. We've got to wait for the salt water to come up so the fish follow it up. Come on. All the cockatoos and 28 parrots are trying to nest for the night. That is a much more visible lure. Right, I'm just going to wade out and try and... Hey, little fella. Yeah, there's little mullet in here swimming around my feet. Look, do you see the mullet in front? Cheeky buggers. All right, there's a swirl just in front of me there, so I don't know what that is. I'm just going to back off a bit. Right. Mullet don't usually swirl like that, so I'm getting out of there. Don't want to be too much of a part of the food chain, you know. This is the aspect of fishing that a lot of people seem to miss nowadays, people. You know, if you keep it fairly simple and low key, it's quite a serene pastime, you know. And great way to relax, great way to get outdoors and do what you enjoy doing, you know. So there we go. Can you see the little mullet rising in front of us? Last time I hooked a mulloway in this spot was with a very similar cast to that. So let's just see how... Oh, what have we got here? Come on, bud. No, don't be doing that. Come on, calm down. It's all right. No need to get excited. Someone put a Milo tin on the back of their car. Rightio. Just give me a second, famo. I'm going to just try and cast some structure over here. The river's just starting to silt up. Whoops, if I take another 2 steps, I'll end up to my knees, you know. The forecast was not for the wind to die down. I would have taken the kayak out. Rightio, one more cast, we'll catch up with the chat. That's the one. If you're ever fishing rivers and that sort of stuff here or over east or whatever, and you've got a tree overhanging the river, where the edge of the tree is, if you drew a line straight down, they call that the canopy line. Always a great place to have a cast for fish. Okay, but if you do hook one, they obviously head for the structure, you know. The mullet's like, no, he's going to eat us. Look at the size of him. I've got YouTube content coming up, people. So if someone can type !YT in the chat, okay, we'll be putting that up on the YouTube channel a bit later. I've just got to get it all edited and done up nice so it looks reasonably professional. Cheeky bugger. All right, let me just come back in. But that's what it's about, mate. You know, like TJ Rains, that's the thing, bud. You have a lot of good memories with fishing, you know what I mean? Draper, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream. It's not working. Great. You know, Snuffleupagus, I'm outstanding with technology. Just ask the mods. That's why poor Culpable has to send me a photo of his wrists about once every week, you know. And look, people, with the way that we do our streams, we're all about content. So you'll never get hassled out for anything on this stream, okay? And, you know, we just try and hope that you feel like you're a part of the environment that we're fishing in as well. Nah, it's all right, Snuffleupagus. I stuffed that up. Culp, if you get a chance, can you just put the link to the YouTube in there, bud? Wow, 42 viewers. Thanks, everyone. I didn't think anybody had watched because they'd forgotten us. All right, just give me a second. Oh, all righty, we'll have a few more casts. That chartreuse is very, very good colour for this coloured water at the moment. Right. All right, that was a little nibble. I don't know whether it was a tailor or whatever, but something is following that soft plastic now, which is good. Tonight it's now 20 to 7, right? So if we are going to get a hit from a fish, it won't be till about 7 o'clock, just from previous experience. Okay, and there's probably going to be one fish in here that's going to be interested, so let's just see how we go. That was probably a blue swimmer crab, I think. Maybe not. All right, so the tails come off the jig head. Let's bring that in. I could tell that as soon as it landed, because when I landed, I virtually cast it, I virtually splattered at the water. All right. Thank you, Culpable. And this is what it's about, people. Well, for us anyway, I'm the least important person in the stream. Most important people in the stream are the ones that are watching. Fact. Okay? So, really, Culpable? Content? Oh, great. Awesome. Thanks for that, Twitch. What I'm hoping, right, is that we hook a half decent mulloway. Yeah, thanks, hey Snuffleupagus. So what I'm hoping is that we can hook a half decent mulloway. I want to show you what they look like in the water, because when you put a spotlight on them, they just go feral, and they look quite eerie when they're in the water, you know. Well, TJ, Snuffleupagus got banned for something last night, right? All he typed was Teletubbies, because we were making jokes about Australian Teletubbies, and he goes, yeah, Teletubbies, and he got banned by Twitch. I still can't figure it out. What I'm hoping to do is take us down to the southwest of the state for some freshwater fishing. All right, I've just had a little swirl behind the soft plastics. I'm just going to stop for a second. This is what normally happens early season in this river. They do like to come up and have a look, if you know what I mean. So, the other thing that we could do too, although I don't think I brought them, was use like pearl coloured paddle tails in a bigger configuration. But anyway, we'll just see how we go. A 3.5 inch or 3 inch grub tail is a big sized bait fish, you know what I mean? So can you feel the serenity of this place as the parakeet shoots across? But can you feel the serenity of this place, people? You know what I mean? If you want to de-stress and just, you know, chill out, fishing on a river is fantastic for that, you know? And don't worry about not catching anything. Plenty of people go fishing and not catch anything, you know? Oh, hello. Oh, now, remember when I said to you I didn't think we'd get anything till about 7 o'clock? Well, it's now 10 to 7, so... Usually when I fish with soft plastics, I use a 20 inch for the Imperial crew in there and a 50 centimetre leader for the metrics. And if you can't see your swivel coming out of the water, you know that you're deep enough to be fishing your soft plastics. So, you know. And that's the thing with fishing, isn't it? You can have 1,000 casts, not catch anything, and on your 1,001st cast, boom, you get one, you know? All right, we're just starting to get a few bow waves in here from the current fan, which is good. So, one more cast, we'll have a quick catch up, okay? I'm getting lots and lots of little hits, Famo. So it could be just a small tailor, which is bluefish in America. Hey, Loey, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream, mate. Hey, the honcho, how you been, bud? Yeah, I know, mate. Hey, Snuffleupagus, you only get startup ads with us, bud. We don't run ads during the stream, mate, unless Twitch has changed that. And if it has, I'll be very annoyed with that. So... Right, that westerly's coming in off the coast. Oh, who knows, TJ? Who knows, mate? No one knows the method behind the madness anymore, bud. Honcho, how you been, bud? You well? Hope your brother's well. Did you just see that fish scoot across the surface then? What was that? Look, the other thing that I haven't tried yet is our bloodworm colour. That seems to work well early season, especially sort of late November, early December. So there is another spot that I want to fish, but we haven't really had the right conditions. And there's too many people down there, so if they see you hook one, they want to go back and get it, you know. Okay, what was that? Come on. All right, so I don't know whether the camera allowed that. Where I cast the soft plastic, I've just seen a fish sort of shoulder its way out of the water. So let's just see what's happening there. Come on. Nicely done. Yeah, the mosquitoes are thick and fast, aren't they? Now, did you just see that over in that corner at 45 degrees, people? Something just got woofed off the surface there. That is a mulloway. So what that's done is that's swum up and that's just biffed a mullet off the surface and it's 3 minutes to 7 like we said, okay? So let's hope that it's still out there, eh? Come on, bud. That was a fish that was being fed on by another fish there, so I won't check out chat, just give me a second. I'm just going to fish this in. Now a lot of people seem to make the mistake too, that when they see that, they want to cast right to where it was. Don't do that, right? So what you do, just halve the distance, because if it's out there, it won't be in the same spot for too long, right? Come on, bud. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go out here in between where I saw that fish hit that bait fish on the surface, and then just work from there, okay? Okay, so it's over here, I'm just going to go in here. That's the money right there. Right. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to sit back for a second, curb the enthusiasm, if you know what I mean. Right. Right, let's see if it's out there, and let's see if it likes chartreuse. Because what they'll do is they'll herd the bait fish into the shore, and they'll just cruise up and down the edge of the canopy lines trying to hit the fish. All right, I'm just going to cast this out and leave it out there for a few minutes while we chat. Let's have a quick catch up with everyone. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to tick the bar alarm over. Right, there we go. Lovely, just going to leave it like that. All right. What's this? No, thanks, TJ. Let's not get, yeah. Yeah, you'd have to watch your back cast, culpable. All right, just leave that for a second. Just excuse me for a second, Famo. I'll be right back. Hey, Dembski Gaming, how are you, bud? Welcome, mate. I've seen one. Oh, ouch. Kinslow, how are you, bud? Yeah, you don't want to go too deep, buddy. Otherwise, you might end up, becoming shark fodder. But you don't know when that's going to happen. A couple of the local schools stopped triathlons in this river because of the bull sharks, which is understandable. I don't even know why they did that. All right, so what am I doing wrong? Am I using too heavy a jig head? Which could be the case, but if I use too light a jig head, I won't be able to get out there. So, and I have caught plenty of fish on this size jig head before, so I'm not doing anything that I normally don't do, if you know what I mean. So, but this isn't as deep a spot as I normally fish with this jig head, but it's the same old story, isn't it? If I don't get out to the deeper water, I'll have less chance of getting a fish, you know. So, why is my heart rate all over the place? Might be because I'm fishing and these mosquitoes. What happened there? Interesting. Okay. There we go. Oh. Yeah, I did that before, Huncho. I started off with the motor oil and then I went to chartreuse. So I'm just trying to rack my bait. You know what I might do? I might just whack on a full Lumo and charge it up, I think. Let's just go with a full Lumo and see if we can get the bit of the glow going in the water, you know. All right, just give me a second. Let's bring that in here. So that's the colour we've got on the moment, which is the chartreuse. Okay. So I'm going to take that off and I'm going to go to a Lumo. So I'll have to charge that. Hey mate. Right. So, hey Dave, how are you, bud? How's Canada, mate? You good? All right, so now you got to remember with your Lumo lures, right? That's not how you fish them. Okay, I'll show you how to fish them. What you do, g'day mate, how you going? So what you do is you get yourself your Lumo lure, hit it with a spotty for about 15 to 20 seconds, and then da-da-da, it glows. See there, it's got the little glow, and you've got to cast it out while it's charged. So let's see how we go with that. I wonder if this is the key there, mate. I know that mosquito spray might have been the key. They'll always hit you just above the water level too. Right, let's see. Getting eaten alive here. Oh, shush. Should have brought the Mozzie spray, but I didn't. Might have to wind it up in a minute, fam. Yep, I'm getting absolutely chewed. I don't know whether you can hear them flying around like little aeroplanes. Bugger off. Oh, they're getting up my nose. All right. All right, famo. Well, look, I might just call that a night, I think. I'm getting eaten alive by the mozzies here, so I didn't come too prepared. Okay. So, hang on. Let me just put my feet on. Okay. Yeah, we had a good winter, Honcho. So there's a lot more water for them, bud, you know. All right, famo. I thought Queensland was the mozzie capital of the world, mate. Okay. All right, fam. So look, a huge thank you to the 50 viewers that have been watching tonight, and to everyone else that has come in to contribute to the view count. Really appreciate you giving up your time to watch the stream. I'm more concerned of getting Ross River virus now than throwing out a raid. So yeah, rather than get eaten alive, no wonder my pulse is up, rather than get eaten alive, I think I'll just shoot off. All right, so thanks very much. Let me just see if there's anyone on that we know, any friends of the channel. Oh, look, anyway, look, once again, thank you very, very much. I'll see you tomorrow. I might even do a stream tonight from the shed. We might do a bit of fly tying. Hey, Mag, how are you, bud? So, yeah, thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Wow, 56 viewers. That's awesome. I thought everyone forgot about us. It had been so long since we streamed.